hey there, Touchface, new video on my channel, check it out. Look at that. It's called Shader World. I'm just kind of making this video today to show off my new favorite shader. It is called ChocoPix. I don't know the version number, but it is the newest version of ChocoPix, and I've tried out more than a handful of shaders in my day, and by far this is the best one. In my opinion, hands down, this is the best one. Before, I've tried Sonic Ether's Unbelievable Shaders, or I think that's what it's called. And that's always the one I go back to because it's always been the one that's the most well received in the community, and it always has the best updates and whatever. But there are certain things about that shader I did not like, and I will show you, as soon as we start this new world here, what those things are and how the shader does them better. Well, let's go. So, the first thing I want to mention is that the clouds from vanilla Minecraft will not be turned off in this little demonstration. I haven't really messed around with any of the configs yet for it, so it's pretty much basic. And I am running ChocoPix. I think it's ChocoPix 13, I want to say. But I am running the Extreme Edition, which has more of a... It's just better than the other ones. I've tried the other ones, and it doesn't seem like they packed quite as much of a punch. But it's got like the standard, standard shader stuff. You got the rays that come through, like as I come over the crest of this mountain, which is always as breathtaking as it was the first time you see it. It's always great. The shadows look great, are very, very on point. And that was a weird popping sound I just heard from my mic. First thing I'm going to point out is the water. As soon as I can get to some. I think that ChocoPix has the best water, hands down. It's not super reflective. It does the right amount, I think. And also, too, if it would be good enough to spawn me near, like, a river. Oh, here we go. Alright, well, it's kind of in the shade, but, I don't know, it just has, like, a natural-looking flow to it. The other ones try to put, like, all these weird wave effects and stuff on the top, and, like, overlap the waves with, the ripple effect and all that, and I just always thought that it was really overdone. As far as shaders goes, and you see like the edges and stuff, they look like the water's bobbing up and down, like it's got some flow to it. And also, the way that it looks in the rivers is much cleaner than the way it looks out in the ocean. And what I mean by that is, like, when you're in a river, it has like a certain flow to it, almost. Like, I mean, look at this for instance. Okay, you got a waterfall, and another thing too, the falling water looks way better. I mean, it definitely doesn't look like real falling water. You can never expect that in Minecraft, but it's not... They don't put the wave effect on every edge. It's just kind of like bobbing up and down. It's clear. It's falling down. You get it. It's simple, which I like. But when you come down here in the water, it doesn't look like there's a bunch of different directions going on. It kind of all looks like it's going in the same flow path. And it ends over there, and it actually has an effect almost like it's hitting the wall, which is absolutely fantastic. The reason why I like this shader a lot more than the other ones is, for one, it's got a super simple install. There's really nothing to it. It's just you download an installer, you open up Minecraft 1.8 for the first time, or if you've opened it before, you obviously don't need to do that. But you just click install, it puts a folder in your Minecraft 1.8, so in that way you don't have to mess with any of that stuff. You don't have to, like, worry about where to put the folder, because I know a lot of people are, like, new to doing stuff like that, so, it can be a little bit overwhelming, even though it's as simple as putting a folder somewhere. It puts the folder in there, you just go in your app data, locate the folder, which it'll be you know, shader packs, and then you just drag and drop whatever shader. You can do zip files. You can just put them right in there. It's super easy, which I really like. Another thing I really like about this shader is the sun and the clouds. Most of the other shaders, including Sonic Ethers, do way too much with the clouds. They try to make them all wispy and make them go streamlined with the sky, and I just think it looks really torn. And the sun in Sonic Ethers, and I keep referring to that one because it is the most popular. Also, I'll point out too how incredibly simplistic the tree waving is. I'll go back to the sun in a minute, but in a lot of the other shader packs, they say like, oh, you know, there's water shaders included in the file, the trees and grass, like everything will be realistic. I mean, if you're looking at what I'm looking at right now, everything is moving, and it looks like you're in the woods, but in Minecraft, of course. But the other ones, I've had a lot of problems with them. It's been to where I would have to, you know, go into the text files myself, change values. A lot of times I didn't know what I was actually looking for or what values to put to make it happen, and I'd ended up, you know, corrupting the world or messing up the file and having to delete and start over, and that's just dumb. And I love that this is all just one easy install, and it looks great. This is by far the best daytime shader I've ever seen. Like, it's not really overdone. You know, you're not, a lot of the times in the other shaders, like when I'm going around in my survival world, I'll be too distracted by like the lights and the shadows, and just like, you know, it's like, ooh, we did this good job on the shader, now we're gonna really drive it home, so that's all you look at. I don't like that. This right here to me is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Now this is one thing about this shader that bugs me right here. The clouds. I've yet to turn them off. I'm not sure how. I could probably do it with Optifine if I were to install that, but I call it a browser virus from Optifine's website. So I uninstalled and fixed my issue, and I'm just going to have to deal with little things like that, but, you know. And anyway, about the sun, most of the other shaders, they don't really render out, or I shouldn't say render out, they don't really get rid of the square aspect of the sun. I love this sun. It's got the perfect amount of brightness. The way it shines its beams through trees is like, this is how I would expect every shader to work, but not all of them quite work like this. But yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. Like, no matter where you are in the world, you know, it's not too dark in the shade. It's just the right amount of brightness outside, even though I have my brightness turned all the way up. And now let's I know I'm talking like real fast, but I want to just get this video out because I have something really cool at the end that I'm going to do. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But let's switch over to the rain. The rain part of this is absolutely amazing. So you see the clouds plume up, take over the sun. Now, you might be thinking like, oh, it's super dark out. Mobs are going to spawn during the daytime. Wrong. They don't. It keeps the same light levels. They just tried to do something that looked a little bit more realistic. Obviously, not every rain shower in the real world is like this, but I'll go ahead and grab a torch real quick. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh my god, what am I doing? Where's the torch? Okay. So, like, the light levels are still the same. So you can see right now, 15 light, it's daytime. No mobs are going to spawn, it's just raining. The only issue with this would be the obvious thing of, like, you know, going from, if it rains during the end of your day cycle and it goes into night, you might not know exactly when it turns night, and I'll show you why here in a minute. I just try to put a torch down on a tree. I'm an idiot. So the torches, they look really, really good, like this, and you can see them from a distance, which is, you know, it's a good thing to have. Alright, now I'll switch over to the nighttime, and I'll show you why the nighttime in this is kind of a problem. But I think it's the best. But I'll show you here. So we'll go time set, and we'll do 20,000. Okay, and then Weather clear. You can see it's night. Now the change from rain to night, I mean, obviously you can see it. What a lot of people have complained about with this shader pack is the fact that it's not dark enough. Like other shader packs make it really, really dark out, like to the point where it's pitch black, even with your brightness turned all the way up. I do not like that. I understand Minecraft is a survival game, I get it. But the thing is that most people turn their brightness all the way up to avoid that. So why would you install something that makes it super dark again? And I don't know. I noticed with other packs, like, let's say I'm way over here. That lava to me would just look like a red weird blur in the background. Like even right now at this distance. I don't even have my render distance up that high right now. But this one you can still see the world. You can still see the lighting effects, the cool fog effects, like everything like that. If there'd be one thing I would change about it, I think, would probably be the brightness of the moon. But again, another very small thing for an amazingly put together shader. The torches look realistic in their lighting, and if you go down to the ground here, like most other shaders, the torch actually gives you a little bit of ambient light around you, which makes things just look a little bit nicer as you're running through. Kind of gives it a more realistic feel. So you come up on the sheet, he kind of has a little bit of light on him because I got this little torch out here. It's beautiful. It's looking good. And of course when you put it down, it gives you a little bit more. Another thing I'd like to point out about the torches is if I were to change it, or if I could say, hey developer, change this thing, I would say turn the moon down a little bit, and maybe make the brightness of the torch when you're holding it slightly brighter. Slightly. Like, not this bright, but just a little bit brighter. Can't hurt me, bro. I'm a creative, son. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to show this off, just because I thought it was a really great shader. Oh yeah, and you can see here too, the moon beams still go through the trees, which is really cool. Some shaders don't do that. I personally prefer it. But yeah, so I wanted to just show this off and just kind of let you see. Oh, well, there's some of the sun right there. But once it comes up over the horizon, it's completely gone and covered, and it looks like a natural sunrise. Looks great. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video there. My little cool thing at the end I was talking about was going to be I'm gonna do a time lapse for you, just to show you the night and day cycle of this shader, and hopefully it looks good. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and yeah, tell me if you want me to do a series, I guess, if you like it. Alright, enjoy the time lapse.